Sriram Cholia, good morning to you, sir. If you look at this Chinese hacker, sir, do you believe that this is more to it rather than a deep-rooted conspiracy when it comes to hacking Indian website? I mean, do you actually need someone to cross over to the Indian borders to actually get out such information?
Yeah, the human element is now cannot be dispensed with. Even when they do cyber hacking, they need human assets on the ground who are able to, penetrate systems, break through secure networks and such things. So it's a combination of both. In fact, for many years, we've been saying even the Chinese embassy and their consulates in India have been dens of spies. And what they do is they have their own nationals who pave the way for the cyber hacking. So the cyber hacking cannot be done sitting in Shenzhen or Guangzhou. What they need is they need some people in India physically to be able to set up transponders and other kinds of bots and phishing scams and networks. So it cannot be entirely done through remote. So I'm not surprised to hear that they have got moles here who are engaged in this kind of activity. So I think we should increase the scrutiny of all the Chinese citizens living in India on various protests or even visitors or intruders. Intruders are the easiest to catch, like this guy who we have now found. But then there are many others who are living under some, legitimate work visas or who say that they are business people or who are coming for tourism and such things. It is not a normal relationship with China. This is not a friendly country by any means. And therefore, we have to increase the scrutiny of not just at the level of counterintelligence, but also ordinary citizens, many of whom often work on behalf of the Chinese government under disguise of being civilians. So it's very important that we see there is a human element also to the cyber warfare that they are launching. It is not a purely digital thing that can be done from anywhere in the world. To do, to completely break into major networks, they need humans on the ground and agents and facilitators. This is the way this cyber warfare happens. So we have to track both the on the tech side and the human side. Otherwise, we will not be able to stop this.
Professor Cholia, what I hear you saying is that you're saying while hacking and cyber attacks are one part of the story, you're saying humans is also very important. It's important for China and Chinese espionage to actually put a tech on the ground, because that is also one part of intelligence gathering. Is that what I hear you saying?
Exactly, Gaurav. Recently, a few months ago, there is this journalist Rajiv Sharma who was arrested in Delhi. Now, if everything can be done through cyber means only, why do they need such assets on the ground? He's under suspicion of having taken loads of money from the Chinese and passing sensitive defense-related information to them. So what I'm saying is, it's a mixture. The gray zone warfare, Gaurav, they don't rely exclusively on cyber. Yes, Gaurav. Hello, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello?
All right, Dr. Cholia, I believe we've just lost the line with Major Gaurav Arya there, but please do continue speaking to us, because this is something that actually is a grave issue here, and we are dealing with such kind of activities on all sides of our borders there. But if we talk about this particular individual, sir, what we are getting to know that it was not his first attempt rather to come and cross the border towards India. This has been happening before, and this is the only time that this time around he was caught. We still don't know if any of his associates here who are already here in India rather will be trying to, or will be attempting to cross over.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a network. It's not a lone wolf kind of action. They operate in groups. In fact, when this Indian journalist was arrested a few months ago, it was revealed by Delhi police that there are 6 or 7 others, Chinese citizens, as well as a few Indians who are traitors and who sold off our country to our adversary, who are working together in tandem to extract as much information as they can. So we have to bust the cells and the Chinese rackets and some of their sympathizers also, their so-called intellectual sympathizers and those on the left within our own country who say that we must have good relations and we should, be neutral between the US and China. They underestimate this threat. So I think our agencies and the nationalist media must expose these people, because they are out to create major damage. Defense Ministry, Home Ministry, Dalai Lama, the Tibetan community, our border posts, all these are under their scanner and radar, and we have to do counterintelligence very, very vigorously and raise the red flag about Chinese citizens and their activities in our country, even if they are under the guise of civilians and doing, legitimate work.
Dr. Cholia, sir, thank you very much for taking out your time and helping us understand how serious the situation is. We're looking at a Chinese individual said to be a hacker there on an attempt to cross over to the Indian borders from the Bangladesh side. He has been caught by the STF, and now that is revealed that on the target hit list were the Defense Ministry website, many aerospace websites, and even the BSNL too. We move on.